Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Footy Express Show. I haven't seen you guys in a while. I haven't been on here in a while. Oh, wow. However, the topic today is the transfers for the London clubs. So we've got Reese in the corner, Chelsea fan. We have Mandy, who is Queen Spurs. I need Mandy to put a mic on. I don't know if Mandy's mic is on. There she is. Mandy, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Perfect.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. So we've got Queen Spurs, Mandy, at the bottom. If you don't know Mandy, that's, as I say, she's Queen of Spurs. That's all I can say. Marisa, Queen of Chelsea. Let's just put it that way.
No, you are the Queen of Chelsea.
On my days. Okay, so we are supposed to have Patricia, our Arsenal supporter, except she is running a little bit late, so hopefully she joins us. So we are talking about transfers for the 2021-2022 season. Okay. As you know, the season is going to end in about a month and a bit, and I suppose clubs would be looking at who they want to send on their way and who they want to keep or who they want to bring in for the season. So we're going to start off by talking about the players that are actually due to exit the club soon. So I'm actually going to start with Tottenham. Mandy, I'm going to go to you first. So let me just show you this quickly. These are the three that are supposed to be on their way out because their contracts are coming to an end. Can you see them? You guys see them?
Right. Yes, I can see them. Yeah.
Right. So tell me about these three. You want to keep? You want to go? What do you think?
The one looks like, doesn't the one on the end look like Danny Rose?
It's Danny Rose, and in the middle is Vinicius. In fact, he scored this weekend. Is it Vinicius? How do you say it? I think it is. That is Vinicius, how you say it. I thought it was quite a cool surname.
But Danny Rose left last season already.
Oh, did he? For some strange reason, they said he's still contracted to them. So I don't know. Is he not on loan?
He's out on loan.
I think he's out on loan. I do think he's out on loan.
But Bale is also on loan. So.
Yes, so I think let's focus there. I'm interested to know about this cat.
He's obviously from loan or on loan from Real Madrid. So he's wanting to go back at the end of the season.
Right.
There's a lot of I'm not too sure if everybody knows about the in-house. It's more, I wouldn't say fighting, but it's more like our coaches lost the plot where the players are concerned. So I think that is one of the main reasons that he probably wants to go back to Real Madrid. But the question is, would Real Madrid want him back?
Yeah.
Real Madrid saying he was on loan from Real Madrid and he wanted to come back to Spurs, and now he wants to go back to Real Madrid because I think Spurs is not working for him. So the question is, does Real Madrid want him back?
Right.
In my opinion, he wasn't performing at the beginning of the season. Hence the reason they never started him. But after he scored his first goal and he's starting to perform now, he's starting to become the Bale that Spurs had a few seasons ago. He's not so brilliant at Real Madrid. Hence the reason he was benched at Real Madrid. So he's starting to become the Gareth Bale that Spurs got to sign a couple of seasons ago. And that scored Spurs. So in my opinion, I wouldn't want to let him go. I would still want him to spend another season at Spurs. And maybe finish his career at Spurs. But now the question is, how long are we going to maintain our manager or our coach?
Right, Jose.
That's the underlying question. Because Jose, when we signed Mourinho, I said, Mourinho is not for Spurs. You guys had him.
Don't us Chelsea fans know all about Jose Mourinho and
had him. So I just think that was the worst. That was the worst, in my opinion. I'm sure a lot of Spurs supporters might beg to differ with me, but that, in my
Right.
opinion, was the worst signing that we could have made at
Yeah.
Spurs because of the type of
I
football that he plays. Is he's
yeah.
not
It's
Spurs
it's quite
material.
it's quite outdated, if you ask me.
Yeah.
His style of play. I really did like Pochettino.
Oh yeah.
But just couldn't quite get there for me. I mean, I don't know if he deserved to be sacked, truth be told, but hired now at PSG.
Look at how brilliant he's performing.
So that's the
And you
thing.
guys are sitting with PSG's own
Coach,
coach.
yeah. So it's really just a merry-go-round, quite frankly.
Well,
But
too cheap.
so yeah. So all right. So what is your consensus on Bale? Keep, let go.
Keep,
What?
keep
Keep.
for another
Okay.
season. If he doesn't
Right. So
perform next season, then let him go.
yes,
Because
somebody wants
if
to
he
say
plays
hi.
your heart, yeah, if he plays heart needs to be in it to be able to perform. So if your heart is
Yes.
not in it, then it says you staying at the club.
No, definitely. Speaking about my our friend here in the middle, Vinicius. I think that's how you say it. Now, I haven't heard a lot about him. I know that he is on loan from Benfica.
Yeah.
That I know.
So it's also his first season at Spurs. So
Right.
like I said, some players don't perform in their first season. You give them maximum 2 to 3 seasons to see their true potential. Because
Correct.
firstly, players has to gel first. So you need to get to know your other players and to learn their way of playing to gel with them. He's
Right.
starting to gel now, and to let him go, I just think it would be a loss to us.
Oh,
We
very
are
young.
already sitting with
Yeah.
we are already sitting with a few bad apples. We still
Mm.
can't want to lose good apples and replace them with bad apples.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very, very true. Danny Rose, been at Spurs for a very long time. Um,
Danny Rose, yeah, he was good. He was good a couple of
right.
seasons ago, but
Yes.
injuries forced him to not
Mm.
perform at his true potential.
Right.
I don't know where he's currently at, and I don't know what his current performance is.
Mm.
So, in my opinion, we haven't found a perfect replacement for Rose.
Right.
So I would
Um,
I would want him back. So in my opinion, I would want to keep all three. So the three players that you have on screen is the ones that I would want to keep. I can give
Yeah.
you three players that I would want to let go immediately, and because they lost the plot. They are long there. You can see they are too complacent in their ways of playing. So I can give you three other players that we can use as a replacement for these three players. It's
we're gonna
unfortunate
talk
that
about
the contract
yeah.
has to come to an end, but like I said, I've got three replacement players that I personally would want to let go of immediately.
Right. Okay. So name those three for me that you want out.
First of all, it would be our keeper, Hugo
Oh,
Lloris
Hugo
would be one of
Lloris,
them.
really?
Yeah, yes.
Oh wow, that's
I would
that's
want to
that's
let go.
interesting. That's very
He's,
interesting.
he's, he's been there, and I think he's past his sell by date. He's
Ooh,
in his 30s. I think Lloris is about 34, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm
So
not actually sure. Check.
Lloris as past his sell by date, because you must remember they thinking he's the World Cup keeper, the winners of the World Cup
Ah,
keeper.
yes. Okay.
So
For
they need to
France, yes.
retain him, but you only as good as your last season. Every player is as good as the last season. I would want to sign Henderson from United.
Ooh, gonna
We
put up a
also
fight
have
there.
we also have we also have Paulo Gazzaniga that's out on loan. He's a brilliant
Oh
keeper,
my goodness, I
but
forgot about him.
every season or every game
Mm.
they put in Lloris. Lloris is, for me, he's lost the plot. He's past his sell by date. He needs to go. That's just my
Right.
opinion.
Player number three, who must go? Sorry, two. Player number two. Is this player number two? Just
Eric,
Hugo
Eric
Lloris?
Dyer. Eric Dyer.
Eric Dyer. Oh, this is quite
Eric Dyer.
interesting. Okay.
Eric Dyer is a Mourinho favorite.
So
Mourinho
he
wanted to
starts
sign
every
him a couple
game.
of years when Mourinho was still at United. He wanted to sign Eric Dyer,
Yeah.
Eric Dyer should go. He's no more the Eric Dyer that played a couple of seasons ago. Like I think the longer you keep a player at the club, the more they become complacent.
Right.
They
Okay.
have lost the will to play. They're just there to fill the numbers. So if you give other players that they can compete with, maybe we'll see a different type of player. But unfortunately, we don't have that. So that is why he would be my number 2 to go.
Right. Number 3. Who's out?
Harry Winks.
Ooh.
Harry
Okay.
Winks is he's a
Ooh.
midfielder. He's sometimes in the starting line. Sometimes they substitute him. But when Harry Winks comes on, people can already say, "This is it. We giving the game away literally because he loses the ball so easily. He is just his time is up, and yet he's still so young. And
Yes.
to
Yes.
like I said, and previously, like I said, you're only as good as your last season. So if your
Yeah.
last season is terrible, people don't remember you for the prior seasons. They only remember you for your last season. So
Right.
in my opinion, those 3 would be the first 3 on my list
Right.
to go.
Yeah, Mandy, you've thought this one through, eh? Wow, these are interesting players. I must admit that those 3 never really came to mind. I don't know about you,
Yeah.
Marissa, but that did. That yeah, but I mean, this is Queen Spurs. She knows what she's talking about. She watches them more than I'd imagine anything else on TV anyway.
And
So
and the
I,
thing with
I'm gonna
Mourinho,
take your word for it, and I'm gonna say, right, those 3 out. you
yeah.
know,
and
right,
the fourth one is
Marissa.
Mourinho. Yeah, the fourth one is Mourinho.
The 4th one, Mourinho, to go.
I've actually got 5 people. The first 5 people would then be we need to get rid of our chairperson. A club
Ooh.
Once a club loses a chairperson that is a miser, is
Right.
Jewish. He's a good businessman, but where money is concerned, every club needs to spend money in order to win something. You can't want to not spend money and expect
Exactly.
to win titles and whatever.
100%.
Yeah. No,
We
I
haven't
agree with
won
you.
a decent title in a few years. And I mean, Daniel Levy is at Spurs now almost 20 years. So in that 20 years, Spurs has not won anything that I can think of.
Well, like
And
they
the
haven't
worst
won
thing
a
that is,
major. Yeah, they haven't
yeah,
won a major.
the thing is, he needs to go because I understand we built a new stadium a couple of seasons ago that cost money and stuff like that. But you need to work, you need to understand also, in order to make money, you need to give out
Win.
money or spend
Yeah, you've got to
money.
give up.
And
Exactly.
that is why
100%.
Exactly.
you're
Yeah.
doing that. And I think that
Yeah.
was one of the main reasons Pochettino went.
Yeah.
Pochettino left because he never had the backing of the board. He
True.
wanted players, and you're a good coach. You brought us to the Champions League final, and to have him bring you to the Champions League final in one season and to let him go the next season, that
Yeah.
was actually sad for me because you need to get the backing of the board. If you don't, that you're fighting a losing battle.
Yeah. This is the same thing that Chelsea fans have seen with Di Matteo. You remember, one
Yep.
Yeah,
Chelsea, the Champions League, one wrong move in the next season, you're out. Unfortunately, that is now the football culture
Yeah.
that is happening. You know, and it's just something that us football fans unfortunately have to accept. You know.
But it's also yeah, we must accept it, but we must also not forget that it is the fans that is causing this as well,
Causing,
because
yeah.
fans want results. Otherwise, they get blasted on social media, letters to whoever.
Yeah.
If
It's a lot of
and
influence.
exactly. So as much as fans can say, "Oh, look at Chelsea, they're signing another manager," that is the demand, and
Yeah.
without results, you're not gonna have a support base. And
Yeah.
it's not even about, yeah, I'm gonna just support this team because shame. No, people want to support winners, and that is the
yeah.
long and short of it.
Exactly. So beautiful Robin here says Mandy knows her stuff. Of course, I told you there was no doubt about it at all. Right, we need to move on now. So that is Spurs. I'm not like you. I feel like I've learned so much about Spurs. Our our
Yeah,
our neighbors. Right. Okay. On to Chelsea. So we're going to speak about the players that contracts are coming to an end. Marissa, Risi. So it's over to you. I'm just going to put it up for you. These three, their contracts are up. Can you see them? All right,
Perfect.
there
And
they are. So
I
there's
know exactly
Giroud,
who you're talking about. Yeah, Giroud
Caballero,
and
and Thiago
Silva.
Silva. Tell us. Talk to
Yeah.
me. Talk to me.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. So husband Giroud, I think he's got another year in him. So I would definitely
Right.
extend his contract for at least for another year maximum.
Okay.
The same with Silva. I haven't seen him really give his all because of injury and
He's
all
been
of that.
injured.
So yeah, so I definitely give him another year as well. And Caballero, I think he needs to go just because the bin it's full. It's full. We can't have more. So I think he can actually go while he's still got a nice high value. We can maybe get a nice 10 mil or so from him. Um,
Yeah.
and then just looking ahead, 22 and 23, because obviously there are more contracts coming up for renewal. I know SB and Radiger, they coming up next year. Um, they're quite old, so for them, I would actually just extend it for another year up until 23. But then I
Experience.
would
Yeah.
sell, Emerson by Kyoko, that's now on loan at Napoli. I would sell him, and as well as Christensen, I would sell Christensen. Then the last group is Alonso, Zuma, Kante, Abraham, Gilmore, and Ross Barkley.
We're
So
not selling that.
I would no, I would keep Kante and Abraham and Gilmore, but I would sell Barkley and Alonso and Zuma, and then I would also sell Loftus Creek, Ruben Loftus,
Not the
and
screen.
Kepa is currently, do you remember him? And Kepa is currently just losing, he's decreasing in value on the bench. So I would actually just loan him out and up his value and then sell him again. But I'm looking at a nice, good income of about 120 to 150 mil for Chelsea. Because I would love Chelsea to sign Haaland from Dortmund. So
Everybody wants Haaland. Everybody wants Haaland.
he's been on Madrid's radar, but Zidane has come out to say they're not looking at spending a lot. Because they need to fix Eden Hazard that they totally battered. And we gave him in good form, and they just broke him. I will never forget
Like we gave him to Madrid. He was in one piece. What have you done to him?
Exactly. But besides Haaland, because that's the wish list. But also, if you look at Chelsea is very dicey when it comes to the left wing, when it comes to the centre backs and stuff. So I would definitely look at players that can fill those gaps. Even Timo Werner, I would definitely get a striker that can help, that can be upfront with him, because he hasn't really shown me what he's made of. So he hasn't hyped the price. To put it frankly, so like where Alonso is on the left wing, I would definitely get someone there. I would get someone on the wide left side centre back, wide right side centre back, just for some extra depth and defense. And I think the little Tunchi is doing so well as a manager, and I hate to say thank you because I love Frank,
I love Frank.
but I am that kind of fan. Sorry, I love results, and I'm loving the results that's coming through, because
We're sleeping better at night, eh?
we are sleeping much better.
definitely
I can actually banter now with the people without being scum. I can actually just be a proud Chelsea fan now, because before it was just like, it's a pandemic, COVID, we'll get there. But yeah, it's
I can watch Chelsea without any fear. Like I'm brave now.
No,
Put that match on.
that is the
Got
thing.
full 90 minutes on.
That is the thing. But yeah, so I'm hoping to see, because I know Tuchel he also has his own wants and needs, because he's obviously bringing his own way of playing into it. So it's going to be interesting to see him and the moves he's going to make, and also the freedom that he'll get from the Chelsea board to make the moves that he wants to make.
Yeah. So, okay, let's talk. Well, firstly, Marisa, you know your stuff as well. I've got 2 London
Don't
rivals
ask
here
about
who
the players
really
on
know their
loan.
stuff.
Yeah, don't ask
No,
about the
there's
players
too
on
many
loan.
at Chelsea. There are
I
way
don't,
too
I don't, I don't care about them
many.
for
Right.
now.
Let's talk,
We're not
Mandy.
club.
Who would you like to see come in at Spurs next season? Who would you like?
I would
Talking about
obviously
your wish list.
say Henderson as a
Henderson, right?
replacement for
Okay.
Lloris.
Right.
And then I would also want to see Luke Shaw.
Oh.
Luke Shaw of United is probably
Yeah.
gonna kill me because I'm wanting two of their players. But
All of the players.
I actually think Luke Shaw would fit in perfectly with
Okay.
Spurs because they're a young team. They have pace and stuff. So I would want to have Luke Shaw and Henderson as part. I would want to steal them from United, and then Robin is not going to be too happy with me because I'm not saying two of her two of her players, and then obviously I would want. I absolutely love De Bruyne.
Kevin De
Oh,
If
Bruyne.
yes.
I don't think Spurs has enough money to sign Kevin De Bruyne. I would want
Mm.
him to be because of his pace, and it would fit in well with some of our players,
Yeah.
especially Sonner's got the pace,
Yeah.
Lucas
Oh,
Moura's
Son is
got
my
pace,
favorite. He really is.
um, Lamella's got pace, so he would fit in perfectly with that. Spurs
Yeah, there she is.
has gotten rid. Spurs has gotten rid of Kyle Walker Peters. I mean, sorry,
Yeah.
Kyle Walker.
Kyle Walker.
And yeah, we never managed to replace Kyle Walker. And he's gone. He's now at City for the past
And he's
five
actually doing
seasons.
well. Mm. Yeah.
Exactly. And Kyle Walker Peters, he's at Southampton. He's out on loan at Southampton. So I think we need to call him back because we need that youth. Because like I said, our midfield is dying, our defense is dying.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
there's a lot of youngsters also that we don't want to play. Mourinho wants, yes, I understand the experienced players, but
Yeah.
you also need a bit of youth. How is the youth going to gain experience and exposure if you
Yeah.
don't give them that?
Yeah. No,
So
definitely.
those are my three players that I would want on playing for Spurs.
I read a tweet the other day that said Donny van der Beek will fit in well at Spurs and that he's just rotting away
And
at
that is also
Manchester United. What do you think? What do you think? What's your view?
if any player that comes in and is better than the current players that we have, then I say come bring it on. Because I'm feeling like you guys felt
Mm.
losing or losing most weekends. That is what's currently happening to us. So there's a
Yeah.
time that I am so frustrated I don't even want to watch a game. But I
Yeah.
force myself to watch a game because this is what we're supposed to be. We're supposed to be supporters.
Yeah.
You support a team whether you win or lose. And I tell myself I'm not gonna watch a game. I'm not gonna watch a game. Eventually, I end up watching the game, and then you hear the neighbors is probably thinking that we're fighting here because of the foul language that we use
Yeah.
when we watch the game. So that is just how passionate that we are.
Yes.
I've got a partner that's a United supporter, and game days it's our house is chaotic. So I just want that back. I want my team that has
Yeah.
brought us into the Champions League final
Yes.
to have that
Mm.
fighting spirit and to
Yes.
want to win. Currently, we lack laughter, and I'm sad.
Mm.
It's sad for me to say it that
Yeah.
we need to make some changes, and the first change that we need to make is to get rid of a coach.
Not
That's
to
the
say.
first. Obviously, we can't get rid of the chairman of the board, but
Yeah.
they can make the changes by getting rid of Mourinho. Mourinho was the wrong choice for Spurs to begin with.
Mm. Yeah.
They
Yeah.
shouldn't
True.
have. They shouldn't have employed him to begin with.
We saw that coming. I was saying to a friend when he did get hired, I said, I'm not so sure about this
Yeah,
I was
decision.
no.
I was I was
Really
told
not sure about this
um,
appointment.
when we signed Mourinho, I was told that you guys are going from bad to worse.
Yeah.
You guys are
Yeah.
ready.
Yeah. You
Not performing, you are going to be even
you're going
worse.
backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is not
Okay.
why you bring in a coach. You bring in a coach like you guys brought in to sell. Look, you guys haven't lost a game yet.
I suppose
So
the
that to
experience
me,
between you show
it's
and Lampard shows. But
yeah,
that's the right decision to make. You don't bring in someone that's less experienced or than
yeah.
Lampard, or you don't go backwards. You want to go forwards. Reese, give me your wish list. You know that Roman Abramovich is gonna make it happen all the time.
Yeah, I must write him a letter.
Show
So
me
like I
your
said,
list.
now say, hey Roman, it's me,
Can I have
Marlena.
Hazard back? I really just want Hazard back. That's it. I'm
You
just
know,
saying I
but
would like Hazard.
I would love
We'll fix
Hazard
him.
back as well, but I also feel that Hazard, sorry to say, is now damaged goods.
Yeah.
Sorry to say that.
So
Last
sad.
season, yes, but this season they've just killed that boy. To a point where I'm just like, you know what, goed so, you must want it to go. Um,
Yeah, I suppose so.
you want to go, you want to grow. I mean, just off topic. Did you know that Meta used to play for Chelsea? I completely forgot.
Mata.
I forgot he played for
Really?
Chelsea. For a
How can
split
you forget
second.
Mata played for Chelsea?
For a split second, I
He was
forgot
in the
that that man played for
the
Chelsea.
Champions League winning squad.
Yeah, but for a split second, because he's so entrenched in that United squad already.
In fact,
For a split second, I forgot.
the assist for Drogba's equalizer came from a Mata corner. Do you not
Yes,
remember?
but like that's what I said. A split second, I'm like, did he play in our team? Because I don't know him in any other colors.
How cringe.
But Hazard, I will always remember in blue. I will never,
Yeah.
I haven't accepted him as a Real Madrid player. But anyway, that said, like I said, I would like Haaland to come. I know he's on everybody's wish list, but I do. My only issue with that is, should he come, then they are gonna get rid of husband Giroud.
Giroud.
Yeah, they're gonna get. He's gonna leave. What are you gonna do with all the other homies that are there with the complicated names? You know,
2 seconds, please. Yeah. So it says here there was a news flash. Frank Leboeuf warns Chelsea has to get the chemistry right if they're going to avoid Erling Haaland disaster. I can actually agree with that. We got to show we're serious. We know what we're doing. We've got that Tuchel has. He's starting 11. This is his start. That's the problem Frank had. There was never a solid starting 11.
Exactly. Yeah.
Everything, and he has to, I think, get that his team. This is what I'm going with, and this is what's working. You know what I mean?
So then,
now where does Haaland fit in? You see?
So then, do we make the bold statement, which I won't necessarily back the statement, because we are definitely going to be playing Champions League next year. No, we are definitely playing Champions League. There's no doubt about it. So we're going to play Champions League and we're going to play Premier League. There's going to be all these other little confetti cups that's going to happen in between.
Yeah.
So you have your starting 11, but like I said earlier, there's a lot of gaps in this team. There's still so much that they need to get right. We are lucky.
There's a question for you.
There's no more limits this time, Morgan. Like it's open window for us. We can go shopping with an unlimited credit card.
As long as we're selling more than what we're buying for, I'd imagine.
Exactly. We've got a lot to sell. So if we sell our homies that we put on, we rake in that 150 mil, because I think Holland might be more than 100 mil. Say he's 100 mil, then you've got another 50 to play with. I would actually invest in filling those little gaps, especially in our defense, and then getting a very good striker. I don't know who that is.
I don't know. Chelsea just they haven't had luck with strikers since.
No, they haven't. I'm very happy with Mandy right now, because Mandy's been. Every time I watch him, I'm like, Kepa would have let that goal go in.
Where Kepa stands.
Kepa plays
I
for the
actually like
other
him.
team.
Would you like him? Would you like him?
I like him, but
Put Kepa on your wish list.
I just a soft
You
spot
might
for
just
him.
get him.
He can come to you guys on loan.
Yeah, look,
No,
I
no, no,
said,
no,
you
no,
know
no,
what?
no. We need to get rid of, or we can't still attract other. If you guys keep him, we can't
We can't attract the bad
take
apples.
on
You know,
other teams' problems.
talking about Kepa, when the transfer window came, I don't know if it was January. I'm not sure if it was Jan, but anyway, look, Kepa was bought for a lot of money. I mean, it was a
Yeah.
record-breaking fee. It was a ridiculous amount, and it's actually painful to see so much money rot on the bench. You know what I mean? Because you're just awful. But my thing is, nobody actually even wanted him on loan. So I mean, you've got to know how sort of terrible you are. So my thing was, I mean, I was hoping he'd be taken on loan to some team for,
Yeah.
let's say, 3 seasons, 10 mil a season. There's your 30 mil. Sell him for 45 mil or whatever.
Yeah.
Cut your losses at that. You know what I mean? That was my thing. You know, he's still young. And there was no issue in Spain when he played. It was for Atletico Bilbao, I think. Eh?
Yeah.
There was
He's
no
just not
issue
chatting.
there. But it was just mistake after mistake after mistake. It never stopped. I mean,
You know, just
Karius had a lapse in concentration now with Liverpool a few weeks ago, but that's okay. It was what, 3 games, fine, it's done. We haven't seen it. You know what I mean? But this just went on and it just went on and it went on.
And
And
it
I
was
really,
simple
I
mistakes.
really hope somebody comes to adopt Kepa. Like, I really hope someone comes just to force him for a while or something. Or, I don't know, rear him in the right direction. But even
That's it.
Tuchel is also not convinced by Kepa. He really
No,
isn't.
because
Otherwise,
otherwise
he'd be
Kepa would have
starting.
had some starts. But that's the thing. If Kepa needs a team that's actually going to bring out the best in him, because he's not crap.
Yes.
He's not crap at all.
Not Chelsea.
It's just that
Definitely not Chelsea.
I just think that, and people are probably going to blast me for this if there's any La Liga fans on here. But fortunately, the English Premier League is just that strong.
Yes, it
Regardless
is.
of what happens on the World Cup Spain,
stage.
it's just that the Premier League itself is very, very strong. And you can see that how they're struggling. I mean, Chelsea walking over the the guys who's running that's top of the La Liga log. Like, that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Really struggling. Barcelona is struggling. I mean, Messi doesn't even know where the back of the net is anymore. The Premier League is just
Hold
strong.
on,
But Kepa just cannot fit into that box, and I think that's why I feel strongly that he should go on loan, and his value should just increase, and then you sell him, and that's some extra cash in the kitty.
Yeah.
And no, Morgan, not to outspend Man City. That is not why we are doing this.
Right. So tell me, and this Morgan that keeps leaving comments. I'm actually loving this. He's an Arsenal supporter, from what I see.
I can see shame.
Before I get him here, there is a question he has, but I just want to know, anyone else on the wish list for Chelsea?
No,
Is it just Haaland?
It's just, for me at the moment, it's just him. I haven't really thought, and if not him, a striker who I don't know. I just don't have a name yet, but yeah, that is who I think.
Tell me, Chelsea are linked to Sergio Aguero.
I heard.
This came up. Would you say no? I'm gonna give you my piece. I'm going to say, it appears that the older players, such as Giroud, are coming through for Chelsea, the more experienced. Our new players, such as Timo Werner, Kai Havertz, whatever, they've obviously come from a different league. Can't really compare. Aguero's been in the Premier League for yonks now, and I just feel that would be even more of a plus to have him because of the Premier League experience. You know, I mean, not to play full regular 90 minutes, and I mean he's gonna want that, but I don't see that happening. But
He can be the Zlatan. He can be the Zlatan and come for a little.
I don't see the problem with
I would take Aguero on a free. I would take Aguero on a free. That's where I'm at. I wouldn't spend money on Aguero, mainly because of age. And yes, as I noted that they are coming up and whatever, but I would not take an older player for money, I would take them on a free. And say, you know what, come play your nice glory days out here by Chelsea, and while you're at it,
Yeah.
give us a few trophies. 4-0.
Please answer Morgan's question.
4-0.
So 4-0 to Chelsea to beat Arsenal. Right.
4-0.
Okay, great.
We don't concede
so
anymore.
I've got a nice comment here. This is from Kayla Abrams. She goes, I love this. Up to women speaking soccer. Need to get some Liverpool up in this business. Awesome stuff, Lee. Wash hands. Kayla, you can be on the next one when Liverpool come up. I will get you the ASAP. But it is nice. It's refreshing to have you ladies on. And I'm actually really happy that you joined me. This is very interesting. So let's just see. What is this one? Did you see that, Reese?
Yeah, Morgan
it sounds like it's going to be a battle of oil money. Goodness me, that's just rude. 4-0.
Yeah, I like to thank the Arsenal fans, guys, just because they've got that jammer dat ek leef type of outlook on their lives now, and every time they put the table up, I must wait an extra 10 seconds because Arsenal's on the second page, Guys, everybody has their shines, and unfortunately it's a 7 Mariara for Arsenal at this stage, and maybe next season is their season.
Maybe. All right, let's end this off quickly.
We've had 7 Mariara for how many years? I also want to have that 7 fat years. I'm tired of the Marias. I just wanted to say something. I would actually bring Hazard back. Look at what is happening at the same that we have with Bale. Bale went to Real Madrid. He was literally dying at Real Madrid.
We
gave him a brilliant player. And look, he's coming back. He's back to his almost normal or old self. Maybe you guys should think of taking him back. He might just surprise you.
I just think,
another Bale.
I think Hazard just needs to come back to Chelsea to feel better. I really think sometimes you just need to see what you loved before. It just makes you feel better,
That's your first love. Your first love. You always go back to your first love, they always say. So
right, exactly.
Take him back.
Yeah. All right, Mandy, just to close off, where do you think Spurs will finish the season? Give me a spot. Realistically.
Realistically, we got an ultimatum. If we don't finish 4th, Mourinho's head is flying. I think Spurs will finish 4th. In my opinion, I think Spurs will finish 4th.
Okay. Reese, where do you think Chelsea will finish?
I'm pushing for 4th, but I'm saying 5th, realistically 5th, but I'm pushing for 4th.
Okay.
So I think Chelsea will finish 2nd or 3rd, just because they're quite close behind United and Leicester at the moment. So if they just continue with the winning ways and just chipping away, they could see themselves very close to 2nd, and then 3rd possibly, depending on what happens there at Old Trafford.
I do. If I just say where I think they'll finish, I would have to say 3rd or 4th. I don't know if they'll be as high as 2nd, but I think realistically we're looking at 3rd.
We're only 5 points behind United.
Do you guys want to have a little bit of a laugh before we go?
Yes, please.
Here we go. You guys ready? Are you guys ready for it? Morgan is about to make your night. Here we go. Mandy, I admire your confidence, but that's like saying my Arsenal finish 5th. I don't know. I'm looking at the sentence Arsenal will finish 5th. That's where I am.
But I don't think Mandy is. Mandy them just need to get over West Ham, but with Jesse Lingard taking the entire Premier League apart, it might be a bit of a stretch.
Yeah. All right, ladies, thank you so much for joining me. It has been so great.
Yeah.
I do hope you get your transfers out, and I hope you get your transfers in as to what you would like. It's going to be an interesting 2021-2022 season. I think with less. I think with less COVID restrictions, maybe we'll see fans back in the stadium, which I do think is what needs to happen, even if it's, half of the stadium,
Yeah.
one side of the stadium, and social distance. I think that will. I think that's going to be a
Boost the
big
players' morale,
a
yeah.
big thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. Shame. Morgan is about to make us laugh one more time. He
I love
says
it.
they've got 10th place in the bag.
Well
Good
done.
At,
luck.
at least he's honest. At
Shame,
least he's
man.
honest.
I'm so sad Patricia couldn't join us for just to
Yeah.
give some Arsenal input.
Just to
I
defend
would have been
Arsenal.
kinder. I would have been kinder with my banter.
Morgan was here in spirit for Patricia. All right,
Well
ladies,
done.
thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of the week.
Cool.
And when the Premier League returns, let's hope for really good results. Thank you,
Cool.
everybody, for joining us.
Good
Please
luck, everyone.
subscribe. Please subscribe and like
Bye.
our social media pages. Bye, everyone.
Ciao.
Bye.